Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be testing out some Dollar Tree art supplies. And if you guys haven't seen my haul, I'm going to just do a little recap of the art supplies. So the first thing I got is this little sketch pad. I got this from the Dollar Tree. It feels like it's definitely usable. The paper is very thin. So we'll see how that works. It feels kind of like sketching paper, so we'll see how this works. And then I found two canvases from the Dollar Tree that I thought was like really cool. And these would be really good for like acrylic paintings or something. So I picked these up. And then from Jot Writing, I got this like 24 pencil set. So these are number 2 pencils, so I'll be giving these a try. And then I got these paintbrushes also from the Dollar Tree. They're by Craft Square, so we'll put these to the test also. And then I got from Jot Writing also these little colored pencils. They're actually dual-ended, so we'll see how these work. And by Craft Square, I also got this little watercolor set. It feels pretty cheap, I'm not gonna lie. It's like plastic. But yeah, we'll give this a try also. And then by Jot Writing, I also got this little pencil sharpener with little erasers inside, so we'll also test this out. And then by Craft Square, I got this little collapsible water brush cleaner thing. So yeah, I'm gonna try this out. I think for today's video, all of the painting stuff, I'm gonna try them out in a different video because I just want to focus on the drawing stuff today. So this will be its own separate video. But today we will be testing out this sketch pad, these pencils, and this pencil sharpener. So, and I think for the demonstration, I'm going to do a little eye drawing tutorial. I haven't drawn on camera in a while, so it's been a while. And I'm also using my older camera today just because I will use my new camera eventually for these, but it tends to like overheat when it's left on too long, and I'm probably going to be filming for a hot minute. So we're going to be on the old camera today because it takes me a little bit to draw. So yeah, I'm going to sharpen one of these pencils and throw on an eraser, and I'll let you guys know how this pencil sharpener works. Okay guys, so the pencil sharpened up well. It didn't break or anything, which tends to happen if you have like cheaper pencils. And the pencil sharpener worked really nice. It has 2 different holes, so one for like your standard pencil and then like one for like your thicker pencils. So yeah, I'd say this is a pretty good pencil sharpener. And the erasers, they feel like your standard eraser. They're not like dried out or hard or super cheap or anything. So I think that is all the supplies that we're going to use for this drawing tutorial today. The only other things I'm going to be including is this little paintbrush, just to help with blending, and just a roll of toilet paper to do some smudging. So yeah, that is all I'm going to add to this tutorial, but I'm going to do a little eye drawing tutorial. Hopefully you guys can see good. Hopefully my camera's not super washed out. But I'll try to make it as dark as I can. So, I haven't drawn on camera in a while. I actually haven't drawn in a couple months. So, we'll see. And we'll see how this paper works. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the shape of our eyeball. Normally when I draw, I time-lapse it. So, I haven't drawn in real time in a while, and it's a little bit distracting. I think I have one video where I'm drawing for like 2 hours on this channel in real time, and it's hard to make conversation for that long. But we're gonna start off with a shape about like this. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can really see. So that is our standard eye shape. It's not the most ideal eye shape ever, but now we're gonna draw on the top lid. And I don't know if I'm going to include eyebrows. I might include eyebrows. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of just practicing with how this paper works. I don't think I've ever used anything this thin before. So and I don't think I've drawn in a couple months, so it's really good that I'm actually getting on here and drawing, because I need to start drawing again. I feel kind of rusty. Okay, now we're gonna do like the waterline of the eye, which should be about right here. There's just a little line underneath the eye itself, and the waterline normally wraps around. It normally wraps around here and kind of goes up like this. And normally this kind of goes up and fades into shadows. And if you guys hear dogs barking in the background, it's my Shih Tzus. They have been really on one for the past like 2 days. I don't know what's going on. We've had some crazy weather and they've been really wound up. So they keep barking in the backgrounds of my videos. Okay, so that is a pretty good shape for the eye so far. So now we're going to come over here and put a line for the waterline, or the inner tear duct. It doesn't really have to be perfect yet. I'm just putting in some really crappy shadows, really rough shadows, just to get something in there. Okay, and then next we're actually going to draw the eye part itself, and the only hard part about this is you have to get the eye perfectly round. So we'll just put it here. And then the pupil. We'll go right here. And then I think I'm going to put in the highlight probably over here. Okay, I'm going to put in some extra little creases up here in the eye, top upper eyelid. Okay, so this is pretty much our standard outline for the eyeball. I might darken up some stuff up here and thicken some stuff up. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to take my toilet paper and I'm going to see how easily everything smudges out, just to soften it and get a little bit of a mid-tone. So I'm going to put in some really light shadows. I really kind of just want to get a mid-tone established. So this paper doesn't smudge very easily actually, which is kind of surprising because it's kind of it's a thinner paper, so you'd think like the pencil would smudge easier because it doesn't have as much tooth, but this paper is also kind of slick. It kind of feels like wax paper almost. So that's probably why it's not wanting to blend out very good. So I'm just going to try again. I'm going to try to make some shadows on my upper lid. We'll put some shadows under the waterline. Okay, we'll use this toilet paper again and we'll see if it smudges out. It's not smudging out how I like. It's not making it super smooth. Like, I still see my pencil hatch marks, which I typically don't like. When I smudge paper out, I like a super smooth smudge. So this is definitely going to be a little bit more of a gritty drawing. It's going to have a lot more texture. It's not going to be super smoothed out, so I'm not super happy about that, but it's fine. We're going to have to really rely on the cross hatching. Okay, I'm gonna try the brush. We'll see if the brush gives us a better blend. So the brush didn't really do much better. I think it might have done a little bit better. So we're just going to go back to your toilet paper. Like when I'm blending out the pencil, it has a weird texture of the paper. Like it's almost like there's a tug right up here. I'm really having to work to get this smooth. I'm not saying it's like impossible to get a nice smooth gradient, but I'm definitely working for it. And I've kind of noticed the more layers of pencil that I put on top of each other, it gets easier and easier to blend, I've noticed. Which is actually really nice. Yeah, I think you just really need to get some pencil on the paper. I think that is the secret. Okay, I just pretty much spent that time getting some more shadows down. So I'm going to, we'll go in with a brush and we'll blend it out first because that seemed to work pretty good. And then we'll go in back in with the little toilet paper. I'm pretty much trying to get a mid-tone established. But I've noticed, like, I've said this a few times already, but the more pencil I put down, it kind of gets rid of that weird, like, slick texture, and it kind of makes it more, it kind of grabs a little bit more. So the more layers of pencil and the more blending I do, the easier it gets. So I don't know if I described that perfectly well. Like, this is easier to blend than out here where I haven't put any pencil down, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, now we're going to go back in with our toilet paper. I really want this to be as smooth as possible. Okay. I might might try to go in with one more layer of shadows and blending, but I'm gonna go in with I really want this to be nice and dark, because right in here in the crease of the eye it gets really dark. So we want to darken this up a lot. And these little corners here, you want to make them softer the further out you get, and you want to shade kind of in between these two creases. And kind of the same on the other side. Okay, and then right here, it's going to be a little bit darker. Right in here is where the crease starts, and you want to lighten it up the higher up you go. One of my shih tzus is just having a time, my goodness. Does anybody else have dogs that act like legit children? Like, she's throwing a temper tantrum because Ruth won't play with her. And I'm also kind of struggling a little bit because I'm not used to working with just a number 2 pencil. Normally I'm used to working with like actual legit drawing pencils. I'm not saying you can't get stuff done with a number 2 pencil alone. That's what I used for years, but it is nice to have like a darker pencil. But for the sake of this tutorial and this being like a Dollar Tree video, I want to stick to as much Dollar Tree. The only thing that isn't Dollar Tree in this video is that paintbrush, which you could probably find one at the Dollar Tree, and then this little grip, and then the toilet paper. So I'm not going to be able to get this as dark as I would have hoped, but it'll definitely get somewhere. So it's kind of hard because I can't get as dark as I want, so the midtones kind of have to be pretty light, because I can't get, for there to be enough contrast in the drawing, I can't get it like super, super dark. But I think this art supplies, if you're a beginner and into drawing and you don't want to spend a lot of money, these Dollar Tree supplies might not be that bad. Like, they're not professional artist grade by any means. I have some really nice sketchbooks and nice pencils and stuff, and this is nowhere near that quality. I'm not gonna lie. I am struggling a bit because it's not exactly what I'm used to, but I definitely think this is going to be good for some beginners. Or people that don't want to spend a lot of money on a sketchbook. And honestly, the sketchbook isn't that bad. Like, I feel like if I brought some better pencils, like drawing pencils, I feel like this would probably be a lot easier of a process. But the fact that I'm just trying to stick to a number 2 pencil, it's making it a little difficult. I'm just trying to get all my dark shadows established. And normally in the eye part, your dark shadows are kind of going to be more on this outer corner, and then right in here on this little lip right here where your waterline kind of like dips around your inner corner. I don't know how good I am about explaining eye anatomy. And normally there's like another little dark spot right in here. It kind of makes it look, if you darken this up a little bit more, plus this outer corner and plus this inner corner, it kind of makes it look like the eye is sitting, or your eyeball is sitting like underneath the waterline and stuff, and your lashes, not lashes, eyelids. If that makes sense. And I want to darken up the eyeball itself because the eyeball isn't actually perfectly white. And for like, if you're painting, you want to make it a little bit more gray. And the same thing if you're drawing, you want to make it kind of dark. Like when you're painting an eyeball, normally it's like a combination of like flesh color, blues and grays to get your eyeball color, but it's never like just stark white. Okay, I'm gonna do one more, maybe I might do some more blending down here. Add some more shadows here. Add more shadow underneath the waterline. And if you kind of cross-hatch your shadows when you blend, it helps the blending a little bit. So what I mean by that is you shade a little bit this way, and then you turn your pencil and you also shade a little bit this way. And I'm trying to go fast, sort of, because I can literally spend like forever just touching up the shadows and stuff, and I don't want to do that in this video because this is supposed to be like a little real-time tutorial. Normally when I make drawing videos, I speed them up, but I really wanted to kind of do this in real time, just so you guys can kind of see how this Dollar Tree supplies performs. So I'm kind of trying to hurry. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the brush. I'm going to do one more little blend. And this isn't going to be perfectly smooth. I've kind of already given up on making it perfectly smooth. I'm kind of just working more on gradients. And if you make your little cross hatches small enough, it does blend it together and smooths it out good. But I'm trying to, for time's sake. Okay. I'm going to go back in with my toilet paper. Okay, that's probably good enough for the base shadows. So now we're gonna just go in and darken some places up. So I want to darken up this crease right here a little bit more. And I want to make it really dark. So I'm kind of pushing this number 2 pencil pretty hard to the paper. But obviously, since it's a number 2 pencil, you can only get it like so dark. Okay, we're gonna make above this crease really dark, and then we're gonna lighten it up. So you're gonna push pretty hard close to the crease, and when you pull up, you lighten your hand. I'm gonna do a little bit of pencil marks this way. Okay, and then there is a shadow right here on the lid. I'm going to do a little bit of cross-hatching. Cross-hatching definitely is your best friend with this paper. I'm going to darken some of this crease just a tiny bit. Okay. And then there's also a little bit of a shadow on this outer corner out here. And I think the key to drawing well, you guys, is just taking your time. That's the secret to art. Take your time. I have like a very crazy, insane attention span. Like I can do things for hours. Like I could read for hours. I could draw for hours. I have a big attention span, and I don't have TikTok or anything like that. Like, I literally cannot, my brain cannot deal with TikTok. It's just too, there's just not enough time to focus on TikTok, and it kind of makes me feel like I'm getting ADHD, so. And someone just started mowing. Oh shoot, it looks like it's gonna rain. Again, and we had a thunderstorm last night, and it kind of lasted all night long, which is super annoying. I didn't get a ton of sleep. But it's fine. I'm going to also darken this out here a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to just darken a little bit right here. Our neighbor, like, I don't know why our neighbor is mowing. It literally rained last night. I feel like it's too wet to mow. Okay. Alright, so that is good for the upper lid. Alright, so I'm just going to put some shadows down here on underneath the lower lash line. I feel like I'm kind of finally starting to get used to this paper, you guys. It was a little tricky to use, but I'm kind of figuring it out now. There's a bit of a learning curve. I still don't really know. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. Do you guys like real-time drawing videos, or do you guys like drawing time lapses? Anybody that is into watching drawing videos? Because like, I can watch a real-time drawing video, but I don't know about other people. I don't know if a lot of people have the patience. I mean, I definitely get it. Not everyone has time to sit down for like 45 minutes to an hour and watch somebody crosshatch. I get it. Crosshatch and listen to mowing in the background. Yeah, like we literally had a thunderstorm last night. It is sopping wet outside. And our neighbor is mowing. We actually got our mowing done before the rainstorm, but we're supposed to get a lot of rain this week and thunderstorms. And we had a bunch of thunderstorms move out, but now it looks like it's getting dark outside again, so it looks like we're getting some thunderstorms like moving in. Okay, and then I'm gonna darken out here a little bit. And I'm going to start darkening this upper waterline, which I've left pretty light until now. So I need to start darkening this because light doesn't normally make it up there like it does down here. So this needs to get darker. And I'm just gonna shade. And then right here, it normally kind of splits a little bit. If you guys can see, up here it kind of starts to get darker. And there's a little split, so you want to shade that a little bit. And then it gets lighter down here. Okay, I think that's okay for now. I might shade a few little spots in here for the inner corner. It doesn't get super dark in here, but there are some spots, like right in here around this little lip you want to shade. It kind of gives the illusion that this is like overlapping the eyeball. See how that kind of looks? And then maybe kind of like right here too. And then I like to put a pretty good shadow like right under here, because this kind of is like your inner corner like outer waterline. Everyone kind of has like a little lip right around here too. Okay. Alright, so I think I'm okay with that for now. This might be a little too big. I might put a little shadow on top of that too. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that. Now let's start to work on like the actual like iris itself. So I think I'm gonna go in right here and just make this pupil really dark. I don't know why I normally leave this part for last. And it kind of annoys me I cannot get this super black. I really want to bring in another pencil so bad. Okay. Now, right out here, we're just going to shade the outer part of the iris. Or at least outline it. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just kind of going to circle right here where my highlight is, just so I kind of know where it is so I don't go over it. Oh my god, my neighbor mowing right now is annoying the crap out of me. I don't know why. I've been trying to make more silent, like, videos, and I feel like whenever I try to make them, everyone wants to be super loud. Like, my dogs want to bark, everyone wants to mow, people want to yell. There's like a party next door, people were going super hard. It's like no one wants to be quiet when you want everyone to be quiet. Okay, pretty much I'm not going for details yet. I'm pretty much just going for shading because I haven't shaded much on this at all. So for shadows, up under here is going to be darker. Because it's kind of closer underneath the eye. It's under, like, this upper lid is like casting a shadow, so it's going to be darker up here just by default. So I'm just gonna cross hatch that a little bit. And like, you don't have to be super perfect because there's a lot of weird lines in your iris, so you don't gotta be perfect. And I'm also shading around, like around here, just because you don't want this line to be super stark or it kind of looks funny. It looks a little fake. And you can do a lot of things to sort of decorate or to kind of draw like the iris. It's kind of a lot of it like your personal style. I'm going to try to stay fairly realistic. There's kind of different things that I do, but we'll just kind of keep it realistic for tutorial's sake. Okay, I'm going to go in with my brush and try to blend some of that out a little bit. I'm also going to try to blend a little bit out here because I didn't get this part dark enough for my liking. And I might even have to go in and add some shadows like up under here. So that might be what I end up having to do. Okay, so I want it to be really dark right here. And then I want to make it a little bit darker for the pupil. That technically should be the darkest part of this whole drawing, but I don't think I can get very dark with this pencil. Okay. So it's going to be a very light drawing. Okay. So next I'm just going to shade around here just a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to make some lines like kind of like this. Not a lot, but I don't really want this like white highlight too white. I want it to be a little bit more textured. So the secret to this is you just kind of want to make little lines going off your pupil, and some of them make them shoot all the way around, and then make some lines around here. I can make a more in-depth tutorial. I'm kind of just trying to show you guys how this Dollar Tree stuff works, but I can show you guys more in-depth tutorials if you want, where I actually like legit explain stuff better. Okay. So kind of like that. And it's kind of hard to get these lines really good because this pencil isn't very dark. So I kind of am limited a little bit. But I think that works pretty good. And then I think we're almost getting to a spot where we could be done. I'm just going to shade up here a little bit. I really want to put more shadow up here. I'm kind of big on making sure you shade the white part of the eye. Like, that really makes such a difference in drawings. Like, I don't like when the white part of the eye is too white. Do a little bit of cross hatching, just a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to try to find a stopping spot. I could go on and on and on. Like, I get sucked into details and I just want to add more and more, make it more realistic. But I think for time's sake, since this is kind of a Dollar Tree art supplies video, I don't really want to make everything super realistic, although it is really hard to stop myself once I get in the zone. Like, I just want to keep tweaking things, but I really need to find a stopping spot because I really need to start getting into that watercolor palette and seeing what that's all about. Okay, I could keep going on shading and doing this forever, but I'm going to make myself stop. I just want a little bit of darkness right here. Like, I could shade all day long, you guys. I freaking love shading, but make this a little darker. Okay, I think the only thing I want to do now is make myself stop shading. Okay, so I'm gonna just try to see if I can do little highlights with the eraser. I did get a little bit of a mid-tone, but we'll see. So I'm gonna put a highlight on the lid, then I'm gonna try to make this highlight brighter, and then I might put a highlight here. I don't want to go too overboard with the highlights. I'll put one in the inner corner, and then let's put one in the water, or the inner corner of the water line. Okay, and then maybe a few right here, maybe one here. I don't know how much I'm gonna like that one, but we'll just put it in there. We'll just add it in there. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to add in the lashes, and then I think we can probably be done with this. It's not my favorite eye that I've ever done. I think it's just because I'm kind of working with limited materials, and I'm not used to working with this at all. So, alright, let's add your eyelashes. So eyelashes, they want to come, you want to kind of come in from the upper waterline. Like this. And I might need to make my upper waterline a little bit darker. And your lashes don't ever want to like be super straight. You kind of want a little bit of a curve to them. And they also kind of are in little clusters. And then you have some shorter lashes and some longer lashes, so just make sure you have a good variation. Okay, let's put some lashes on the lower lash line. Same concept. Okay, you guys, that is the Dollar Tree supplies eye drawing tutorial and kind of a review. So I'll just kind of I'll tell you guys what I think of everything so far. So it was a little hard for me to work with because I'm used to working with like different types of darknesses with pencils. Like I'm actually used to working with actual drawing pencils, not just a number 2 pencil. And this paper is very slick. It almost feels like tracing paper, only it's not quite as transparent. It kind of feels a little like wax paper, but I definitely think you could make it work. I mean, if you work with it enough, you can make it work. I mean, this is kind of what I did. Obviously, I can like tweak this and make it look a little bit better. It's just kind of a practice tutorial, and I haven't drawn for a while, so I would have made this iris bigger, I think, but it's fine. So what else? The pencil itself was fine. I really liked the pencil. The eraser was good. The pencil sharpener was good. Overall, I think this would be really good for beginners. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, I think this will definitely work. But I don't think it's like the most professional, high-grade thing either. I did struggle a little bit. Like, I couldn't get everything as dark as I wanted it to get. Yeah, I think that is my thoughts on everything. I don't think I missed anything. Like, I really wanted to get that pupil really nice and black, and I wanted to, like, make the shadows a lot better, but it was a little hard, I'm not gonna lie. But I think it is pretty good. It will work. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money, go to the Dollar Tree for some art supplies. So in my next video, I'm going to be playing with these colored pencils and this watercolor set and these brushes, and then I'm going to also be playing with this collapsible water dish. So yeah, that'll be in the next video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!